All right, good Wednesday evening, everybody. It is you're at precisealgorithmtrading.com. It's Wednesday, January 3rd, 2024, and let's just dive in and talk about the markets for today. So we had these are our automated trading systems, and this is the Dow, and we got a little bit of a pull back up today. We don't have new all-time highs yet in our equity curve, but it looks like we're getting close. So today we had three trades, two winners and a loser. We got to make up for some of this stuff that's been going on. It looks like maybe we're on the way there. Hope so. This is the Russell, and we got a nice little bounce today. So we had one, two, three, four, five trades today. Four winners and one loser. And then the Nasdaq's the one that's killing me right now. It fell off a cliff a little bit today. It's honestly our best algorithm for what we're doing here, but just lately it's been really a lot of down, and it needs to reverse. So today we had one, two, three, one, two, three, four, five trades, and they were all losers. So hopefully this reverses pretty soon. Um, that volatility has kicked in. We're going to look at that in a second. So um, let's flip over to Thinkorswim. And something else I wanted to bring up. This is the S&P 500 E-mini futures contract. Um, it's really the S&P is what the general market is really looked at. So basically, if the Nasdaq is tech, the Dow are the industrials. There's all the sectors that go from energy to healthcare, and there's nine of them. So I'm not going to go through them all right now. But if you add them all together, that's technically the way that a lot of the market looks at it. It's the S&P 500 because it's a good general overview of what the market is. So something I never do on this thing, with you guys live, is under futures here. We can go here and we can not show extended hours, and we can apply that. I went ahead and added the ATR trailing stop in this just because I think it helps with the trend and it kind of belongs in my trend finder. So I know it clutters up the screen a little bit, but it does help me, especially with waves. And if I turn off that noise overnight, you can see really what the waves are doing better. And you can see we've come all the way down here back to these lower lows. And now the question is going to be, how far do we break through? And if you look at that, that's this whole peak up here. And are we going to break this trail to the downside? And honestly, I don't know. I mean, it's that anything can happen from here. This thing is well extended. We've gone one down, two up, three down, four up, five down, six up, seven down. This could actually reverse from here and just give us some sideways action for a while. Even to the point we could reverse and then still come down, really not break the trend too hard. I think I've been talking about this a lot. Eventually, this whole move from that low back in uh, the end of October to this high that just happened on the 27th of December. Sorry, the 28th of December. Um, Really, we need to pull back probably about 50% of the way for institutional buying to kick back in again. And there's only one way to do that, and that's to unwind this thing. And we can do it in waves. That's how the market's probably going to do it. It's probably healthier if we do it in waves as opposed to just slamming down there. So, all right, I'm think I'm gonna leave it like this for at least the next few days. See if turning off that noise at night helps me because I think it will. Um, I can always turn it off on and off and be able to see what's going on. You can also see the markets over here. Really, what they're doing in just the overnight action so far is what's happening there. Because the actual S&P today was down, and it was down 0.8%. The Dow was down 0.76% or 284 points. The Russell was down 2.66%. So let's look at that. It's breaking down. And sorry, I'm kind of looking to see what I'm making of this while it's happening. And the Nasdaq down by 1.18%, and it's breaking down. So again, normally markets don't go in one direction. I mean, they will go further than expected, and then they'll pull back. And from here, I'd expect putting in a lower high and then putting in a lower low at some point, and unwinding back to somewhere around this middle line here. In fact, I probably want to put in a new reminder there. In fact, that would be where that price action kicked up. That gap right there. All right, so I think that's the general overview of the market. Is we're experiencing a pullback. Now, at some point here, we've hit this line. This is the hourly chart. A bounce back up to this territory up here makes sense, or even just up to the ATR trail before it rolls over. So that type of action is what we're looking for. The markets were down pretty hard today. I could actually see possibly a rally into the weekend since it's Wednesday. It's been a shortened trading week, and we've gotten that much unwinding in the last couple days. IYT is broken down. Again, getting down here to where these lows are, which I think I told you I do have short. I've got puts on this position, so this is a profitable position at this point, and I won't let it get too far. In fact, I won't let it break that trail without getting out. So I can put that alert right there if it breaks that trail to the upside. And then let's look at oil. Oil did do its number today that I was looking for. It actually went up 3.68%. So that's my USO contract there. And here's the futures, which they look a little different because the ATR trail did flip here. So yeah, I think this one's actually could be off to the races. It'll even be better, obviously, if we get follow through tomorrow. We're getting some follow through in the overnight action right now. Gold, GLD. I think I got stopped out today. Right out of the gate, which is fine. I think I was profitable. Maybe not very, but I don't. That's okay. Um, at this point, we're certainly in a downtrend situation on the hourly chart. Let that play out, and I'll potentially maybe even get back in. Silver, SLV, still in silver, in a downtrend on the daily or on the hourly. I've got my parameters in place for stops, and we'll see if this thing holds. So this looks like it could turn into a bearish head and shoulders position pretty quick as far as that pattern goes. But it also could reverse right here. Let's see. All right, just looking at a couple other stocks that I got in place. So, all right, that's probably enough. And now let's flip over to, I got something for you guys. I've shown this before. This is True Market Insiders, and I think you can just copy that email address or that web address, and you can go to their web page and you can sign up for this. These guys are really helpful. This is the bigger bullish percent index for the New York Stock Exchange, and I don't talk about it a lot because I don't use this one really with my trading the way that I do it. I just keep an eye on this one. But what's nice about this is they actually go through every time that the NYSE BPI changes. They go through an explanation, and they do a nice job of education here. Um, so it's a big deal when it flipped up to a column of X's. That's what the last time they posted something, and they go through and explain like how point and figure charts work, how bullish percent indexes work. It's really handy, um, and this does translate pretty directly over to what we use, which is at stockcharts.com. It's not the same. Somehow the parameters are different. This one doesn't move near as fast as the other one, but which makes the other one easier for trading if you ask me. But this is more like a long-term look, and there's part of the reason I wanted to talk about that is because these two X's, these two columns of X's are at the same level right now. And this thing's at 51.69, which is right over this 50% line right here. And all we need to do is get it kicked up one more X box there, and we will have a point and figure buy signal on the bigger, longer term bullish percent index here. So I wanted to point that out and also give you guys this. I mean, these guys are great. I've learned a lot from them. For what it's worth, even when you do this for a long time, I think it's still a good idea to read other people, follow other people that know what they're talking about, and these guys do. Okay, then we go over to stockcharts.com and we type in bullish, and we look at each one of these. So the industrials today didn't move. The NYA minus 3.12%. That's an interesting chart because it looks so much like the other chart we were just looking at, but it's not the same. The transports didn't move today. The NASDAQ down 2.45%. The SPX, the S&P 500, down 3.3%. The OEX, the S&P 100, down 2.53%. And the NDX, which rolled over yesterday, tacked on another O to the downside today, went down 3.85%. So if anything's vulnerable right now, it's the NASDAQ. However, I think we talked about that. I think it's probably the NQ here. It's obviously the strongest it has been. It also almost pulled back that whole way to the 50% line. So I don't know. I think that actually, yeah, that's the 50% because I measured it. It almost got there. It might be just fine. Although, boy, it would really rock some people's world if it gets down here and then starts to take off again, because it could still be a higher low and an official one. So let's look at the VIX because I said we would. So the VIX is spiking, which is good because we needed to get it up off the mat. It can't stay down forever. It just makes prices bleed higher, and then there's no opportunity for like pullbacks and things like that. So this is where we're at with the VIX, and I'm expecting I will probably break this upper average true or trail line here, average true range trail. And if once it does that, I bet we get another pullback, so we get a chance to be bullish on the markets while this thing is being a little bit bearish, and then this thing can take it off, and it'll be all we got to do is ride the waves, guys, and we got to do that smartly and set your stops accordingly. Don't take any undue risk. So that's what I got for you guys tonight. Um, Hold on tight while we got to deal with volatility. And until next time, take care, good trading, and have a great night.